The movie begins in December 1941 during the brutal Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union. A German military truck pulls up at a snow-covered clearing. Soldiers step out with a Russian couple, both captives. The man has a bag over his head. When they remove it, the Germans are stunned. He's dressed like Hitler. Furious, the soldiers demand an explanation. The man, nervous and pale, says they're just actors, part of a traveling theater group. His wife is terrified, convinced they'll be executed no matter what. But the man begs for a chance to perform. Desperate, he begins to imitate Hitler in a frantic, shaky monologue. The soldiers are unimpressed. Their commander cuts him off, giving the cold order: kill them both. But before they can fire, gunshots erupt from the trees. In a flash, the German soldiers are gunned down one by one. A lone shooter steps into view, deadly, silent, precise. He's known only as the Red Ghost, a legendary Nazi hunter rumored to have killed dozens of German soldiers. No one knows who he really is, but every soldier in the region fears him. He doesn't speak. Instead, he removes the badges from the fallen Nazis and pockets some of their rations. Then, surprisingly, he shares food with the Russian couple. They thank him, ask his name, but he just walks away. Cut to a group of Soviet soldiers lost in the harsh, snowy wilderness. They've been separated from their unit and are trying to regroup. Leading them is Dead, the no-nonsense squad leader. Among them are Costa, a silent man with a damaged eye, Paulette, Moria, and a pregnant field nurse named Vera. They also carry a wounded man, Kolya, on a stretcher. He's not expected to survive. As the group struggles through the freezing landscape, Dead and Costa come across a boy nearly frozen in the snow. He calls himself Simpleton and claims to be a Soviet soldier. Costa checks his coat. No weapon, no ID. They suspect he could be a spy. But Dead, sensing something honest in the boy, decides to let him join them. Snow begins to fall heavily, slowing them even more. The terrain is unforgiving. Along the way, they pass the frozen corpses of other soldiers who didn't make it. Eventually, they find shelter in the ruins of a building. Inside, they light a fire, trying to stay warm. The atmosphere is heavy. Kolya tries to lighten the mood with a joke, but moments later, he succumbs to his wounds. Vera is devastated. Her tears reveal that she had feelings for Kolya. Elsewhere, the Nazis discover the site of the ambush, the bodies left behind by the Red Ghost. Their commander is furious. He orders Captain Braun and his assistant Klein to find the ghost and end this embarrassment. Back in the snow-covered wilderness, the Soviet group reaches a small house, seemingly abandoned after a German attack. Moria enters first to scout, and when it seems safe, he calls the others inside. There's food on the table, vodka and snacks. Starving, Moria reaches for a drink, but Costa quickly stops him. The two argue, and tensions rise until Dead reveals a chilling truth. It's a trap. The food and vodka are poisoned, left behind by the Nazis to kill desperate Russian partisans. The group regroups. Vera, exhausted and sick from her pregnancy, stays behind at the house, guarded by Moria. Dead, and the others head out to find more food and supplies in the nearby village. Not long after they leave, a German patrol arrives at the same house. Vera hears them and hides under a large chest, staying completely still. Among the arriving soldiers is Klein, who proudly shows Braun the poisoned food, bragging that he's killed many Russians this way. Outside, Moria catches up with the rest of the squad and frantically tells them what's happening, that the Germans have arrived at the house and Vera is in danger. Dead punches him, angry that he left her alone, but Moria explains he only stepped out to relieve himself. He never meant to abandon her. The team prepares for a possible rescue. They position themselves outside the house, weapons ready, watching every move the Germans make. Inside, Braun is preparing for a bath. Some of his men joke around, playing with a pig, but Braun puts an end to it, shooting the animal and reminding them to stay focused. Vera, still hidden, watches everything in silence, waiting for her moment. Elsewhere, Simpleton walks with Dead and asks about Costa's eye. Dead confesses something painful. Years ago, Costa stole an apple from his orchard. Dead fired a warning shot, but Costa slipped and fell. A branch pierced his eye. Ever since, Dead has carried the guilt. Klein turns to Braun and warns him not to use the bathhouse because the Red Ghost is somewhere nearby. And he's getting closer. The situation inside the house grows tense. Captain Braun grows suspicious of his men, especially when Gunther, one of the younger soldiers, seems nervous. Then Gunther hears something, a faint movement under the chest. He opens it and finds Vera hiding beneath. Stunned, Gunther helps her up and tries to quietly move her away, hoping to avoid a scene. But Braun notices.
"What's going on?" he demands.
Gunther hesitates, but finally admits there's someone hiding. Vera is pulled forward, and Braun begins questioning her, with Gunther acting as translator. Trying to stay alive, Vera claims she's 8 months pregnant and that this is her house. Gunther tries to reassure her, whispering that they won't harm her. But Clean, ever suspicious, spots something off. Vera isn't in any of the family photos. When pressed, Vera changes her story, saying she escaped from a nearby village. But the truth unravels when Clean finds her Soviet uniform and identity. Realizing she's a soldier, Vera panics. She pleads for mercy, but Clean shows none. He brutally assaults her, while Gunther, horrified, runs outside and vomits. Later, Clean throws the bloodied, barefoot Vera outside into the snow. From a distance, her comrades are watching in horror. Dead, their squad leader believes it's too late to save her. But Simpleton can't accept that. Without a word, he crawls to the trench line and eliminates one of the guards. Moria follows, and together, they silently take out 3 enemy soldiers. Back at the house, Clean prepares to hang Vera. One of the older German soldiers protests. It's too cruel for a pregnant woman. So Clean decides she'll be shot instead. Vera glares at him defiantly and curses him, warning that God will punish his cruelty. Gunther translates her words and Clean falters. He hands the gun to Gunther, giving him 2 minutes to finish the job. But just before Gunther can act, a gunshot rings out. A German soldier drops dead. The Red Ghost has arrived. Grenades explode as the Red Ghost attacks from the shadows. In the chaos, Vera escapes through a fence. The Soviet soldiers charge in, fighting back with the Red Ghost's help. Bullets fly. One by one, the Nazis fall. Meanwhile, Braun, naked and in a towel from his bath, flees to the barn. In the house, Clean tries to fight off the Red Ghost by splashing him with scalding water. It burns terribly. The Red Ghost is badly wounded, collapsing from the pain. Clean slips, hits his head, and plays dead. When soldiers search the barn, Braun is already gone. With the battle over and the Nazis defeated, the Soviet survivors take the unconscious Red Ghost into the house. They sit down together, exhausted, and eat what food is left. The mood is heavy, but a new crisis begins. Vera goes into labor. Dead steps up. He's had experience with births before, and, with Simpleton's help, guides her through it. After a grueling effort, Vera gives birth to a healthy baby boy, where Braun, now disguised as a woman, flees down the snowy road. He crosses paths with a German officer, the same one who had ordered him to capture the Red Ghost. Braun doesn't say a word. The officer stares, confused, but lets him go. Back at the farmhouse, the Soviets know something's wrong. They brace for another attack. Outside, Clean regains consciousness and flees. Moments later, a large German force surrounds the house and launches a surprise assault. Grenades explode, shattering the walls. The Soviets return fire. Vera hides with her baby. Everyone else fights back. Dead turns to Costa and apologizes for the injury he caused him years ago. There's a quiet moment of understanding before the next wave hits. The Red Ghost, now back on his feet, fights like a shadow, killing many Germans. He takes out the enemy leader with a bomb. Dead also eliminates several enemies, but is tragically shot and killed in the process. Pollitt is severely wounded and dislocates his jaw. Moria relocates it with a snap and gives him vodka to numb the pain. Fueled by alcohol and adrenaline, Moria charges outside, firing wildly, taking down multiple enemies before being gunned down by Braun. Now only Braun and the Red Ghost remain. Their final battle is brutal, gunfire, then knives, then bare hands. In the end, the Red Ghost wins, stabbing Braun to death. But just as he breathes in victory, Clean reappears and shoots the Red Ghost in the back, killing him. Seconds later, a sniper's bullet pierces Clean's head. He drops instantly. We pan to a distant rooftop. Vera and Simpleton, alive and hiding with the baby, are watching from afar. In the final sequence, we return to the Russian actor and his wife from the beginning. Another German patrol has captured them. The man is being beaten in front of a crowd. The officer threatens to shoot a child unless someone reveals who saw the Red Ghost. The actor steps forward. Bravely, he tells the crowd about the Red Ghost, how he saved him and killed German soldiers. This time, he doesn't hold back. He curses the Nazis to their faces. The officer is enraged and orders his execution. But before the command can be carried out, a sniper opens fire, killing the Nazi officer and several soldiers. Chaos erupts. The actor and his wife fight back with their bare hands, taking down the remaining Germans. In the end, a man walks among the dead, collecting badges, food, and weapons, just like the Red Ghost once did. The actor recognizes him, but says nothing. Because this isn't the Red Ghost. It's Costa, alive, having survived his wounds and now assuming the identity of the Red Ghost. The legend lives on. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.